We are all familiar with true stories of missing person cases that remain unsolved. Many of these strange mysteries are considered to be among the creepiest missing person cases ever reported. And despite the best efforts of investigating agencies, there are countless mysterious disappearances that have left them baffled. Number 5. Among the missing people who need to be found is 26-year-old Robert Eaton, whose strange disappearance happened in February of 2022. On the 20th of February, Robert called an Uber to take him to the Caesars Southern Indiana Casino in Elizabeth, Indiana. After spending some time there, he was seen leaving the casino at approximately 10:30 p.m., but his family has had no contact with him since, and he remains a missing person. Robert had arranged with an Uber driver to pick him up the following day. However, it was noted that he hadn't packed an overnight bag. When he still hadn't returned home by the 4th of March, a missing person case was opened at the Harrison County Sheriff's Office. During the investigation, it came to light that Robert doesn't always carry his cell phone with him, and that he regularly makes use of taxi services to get around, as he doesn't own his own vehicle. His family traveled to the area where he mysteriously disappeared, and a search was conducted using drones and dogs, but they were unable to find any trace of him. To make things harder, he's in the habit of traveling around and isn't usually in the same place for too long. His family has asked for the public's assistance in finding him, and has described him as having brown hair with brown eyes, standing 5 foot 7 inches tall, and weighing between 160 and 180 pounds. He was last seen at the casino, and he was wearing a gray jacket, blue jeans, and a black undercoat. He can also be identified by the Pleasure Ridge Park High School Championship baseball rings that he always wears. Anyone who has information on Robert's missing person case is asked to contact the Harrison County Sheriff's Department at 812-738-2195 or the Harrison County Tip Line at 812-738-8477. Robert's NamUs case number is MP89682. Number 4. The disappearance of Dana Christine Smithers, a 45-year-old woman from Pennsylvania, occurred on the 28th of May 2022, and she's not been seen or heard from since. Dana had attended a festival at the Happy Hour Bar and Grill earlier that evening with a few of her friends, and after leaving the venue, she traveled back to her house on Stokes Avenue, which is located only a few blocks from the bar. She spent a short while at her house before she decided to walk to her friend's place, which was 3 houses down the block. She was captured by a resident's Ring video camera as she left her friend's house, and in the security footage, she can be seen carrying her cell phone. This is the last time that she was seen, and on the 4th of June, a missing person case was filed. When the investigation into her mysterious disappearance got underway, Dana's cell phone, wallet, and anxiety medication were found inside of her house, suggesting that she made it home before vanishing. Her family has stated that this is very out of character for Dana to walk away from her family, and particularly her young daughter, for any lengthy period, and her friends told investigators that she was excited about plans that she had made for the upcoming summer, saying that she was planning to buy season pool passes, which she couldn't do the past year. The Pennsylvania State Police joined Dana's missing person case on the 21st of June and stated that they will be assisting the Stroud Area Regional Police in an effort to track Dana down. The following day, the Glen Park area was searched by both agencies, but they were unable to find any further clues to explain her strange disappearance. They've stated that they don't believe foul play to be involved, as there's no indication that a crime was committed, though her family doesn't believe that she left her house voluntarily. Dana is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. She's 5 foot 5 inches tall and weighs around 165 pounds. When she was last seen in the security footage, she was wearing black jeans and a burgundy t-shirt. Investigators have asked anyone with information on the case to come forward by contacting the Stroud Area Regional Police at 507-421-6800. They can also get in touch with Detective Robert Transu at 507-421-6800, extension 1027, or Detective Dan Knowles at extension 1046. Number 3. The unsolved case of the mysterious disappearance of Dan McAllister, a 22-year-old man from Bettendorf, Iowa, began on the 11th of May 2017, after he left his house earlier that day. At the time, David was living with his parents, Marilyn and Jeff, and he was working as a roofer. He's known to have a love for the outdoors, and in 2016, he returned home after hitchhiking through Kansas, Arizona, and Colorado. On the day of his strange disappearance, Jeff texted his mother at 4 a.m. to say that he would not be going into work and that he wanted some space. Later that morning, he told his father that he would be going back home that evening, and he left the house carrying his Bible, a black backpack, and his cell phone. When his mother arrived home from work later in the day, she texted him when she realized he wasn't home, asking if he was okay. He replied that he was out walking, spreading the word and doing some thinking. That afternoon, he stopped responding to texts and calls after he hadn't contacted his family for the next 2 weeks. His mother reported him as a missing person. Investigators believe David was dropped off at the Junji Park in Davenport, Iowa, on the day that he disappeared. When his phone was pinged, it led police to St. Ambrose Tower, close to Vanderveer and Garfield Park, and it was noted to be last active at 12 p.m. on the 11th of May. It was also believed that he may have been dealing with personal issues at the time, though it isn't known whether this was a factor in the strange mystery. David has blonde hair and blue eyes. He weighs 160 pounds and stands 5 foot 9 inches tall. He was last seen wearing jeans with a black shirt and black Converse sneakers. He also has several tattoos that can help in identifying him, including the word "stay" on the inside of his right arm, an anarchy symbol between his right thumb and forefinger, a smiley face in the same location on his left hand, and the word "beer" on the left side of his chest. His other tattoos include a peace sign on his back, a yin-yang symbol on his left shoulder, and a yellow and black cross on his arm that still needs to be finished. David is also known to walk with a limp on his right side. If you have any information on David's strange missing person case, you're asked to contact the Missing Person Information Clearinghouse, Iowa Division of Criminal Investigations at 515-725-6036, or the Bettendorf Police Department at 563-344-4015. David's NamUs case number is MP39170. Number 2. 53-year-old Juan G. Ward's unsolved missing person case began on the 25th of May, 2022, after he left a bar in Woodbridge, Virginia, and mysteriously disappeared. At the time, Juan had been working as a federal agent for the past 12 years, and he is known to watch sporting events with friends at local bars and restaurants. On that night, he was at Revolution's Billiards and Bar in the Springfield Plaza, where he and his friend were watching the game. It's certain that he withdrew money from an ATM on the 24th and again on the 25th at an ATM at the Navy Federal Credit Union in the 12,500 block of Dillingham Square in Woodbridge. ATM security footage was the last sighting of Juan, and when his family got a call from his workplace stating that he had missed an important meeting, they knew something was wrong and opened a missing person case at the Fairfax County Police Department on the 26th of May. The investigation into his strange disappearance revealed that his phone had been off since he vanished, and his car, a silver 2008 Nissan Altima, has also not been found. The Fairfax County Police Department has joined the Prince William Police Department to try and solve the strange mystery, since he was last seen in Woodbridge. Juan's case has been classified as missing under unusual circumstances, and investigators are hoping to turn it into a solved case. Juan has black and gray hair, brown eyes, and weighs 185 pounds. He's 5 foot 11 inches tall and can be identified by a chip in his front right tooth. At the time of his strange disappearance, he was wearing a long-sleeve gray sweatshirt. If you have any information on Juan's case, you're urged to contact the Fairfax County Police Department at 703-691-2131. Number 1. Among the many missing people who need to be found is 25-year-old Jenna Ruth Van Gelderen, whose creepy disappearance occurred on the 19th of August, 2017. Jenna, who was a resident of Atlanta, Georgia, traveled to her parents' house on the 18th to house sit and look after the family's cat while her parents went to Canada for a weekend vacation. At around 10:30 p.m., she left the house to meet a friend, and by 1:15 she was back at the house. She then sent a text message to another friend at 2 a.m. to say that she was getting into bed for the night. A veterinary nurse was scheduled to visit the house the next day to administer an injection to the cat, but upon his arrival, he got no answer at the door. When Jenna's brother was told of the situation, he went into the house and found that it was in disarray and that the lights and TV had been left on. He stated that when he arrived, the house's door was locked and the cat had not been fed. Upon searching the house, he found that Jenna's suitcase, purse, cell phone, and car were missing, but noted that her phone charger, shoes, and cosmetics were still in the house. Her family opened a missing person case with the Del Cobb Police Department on the 20th of August. Jenna's car, a dark blue 2010 Mazda 6 sedan, was found abandoned on the 5th of September along DeFore Place Northwest Road, with the doors locked and the tank out of gas. It was located about 7 miles from her parents' house, and it was noted that the driver's seat was pushed back as if a taller person had been behind the wheel. The missing items from the house were located in the car, though both her cell phones were still missing. A charger was found, but it didn't match either of her phones, and it was then also discovered that a World War II tapestry had been taken from the house, though it held very little monetary value. Jenna is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. She's 4 foot 11 inches tall and weighs 140 pounds. She has a tattoo of the Star of David on her upper right thigh, and it's believed that she was wearing a green t-shirt with the words San Antonio on the front, a black spaghetti strap top, and black yoga pants when she mysteriously disappeared. A $50,000 reward has been offered, and anyone with information can contact the DeKalb Police Department at 770-724-7715. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But my name is Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.